Good evening. I am Erin Lorenz, a teacher at Annapolis High School and a candidate for Board of Education in District 6. There are plenty of people here who have and will enumerate the evidence for later start times, but I will not repeat that information here except to quote the evaluation where it states, "In what should likely be considered the final word on the subject, the American Academy of Pediatrics has recommended that middle and high schools not start before 8:30 a.m. I'd like to shed light on a bit of an unfortunate narrative that has circulated throughout this process. The story that many of us teachers heard throughout all of this time was that this change would only occur if funding was able to provide step increases for teachers. And this narrative, while well-intentioned, unfortunately pits the needs of students against the needs of teachers. And we have to break this narrative. We can Thank you. We've been able to secure additional and more adequate compensation. Thank you for that. We're still working on it. But I can also confirm the drowsiness of students in first period, the endless stream of Dunkin' and Starbucks beverages that make it to my first period, and inattention that is not present in later class periods. Our needs operate in tandem, and any plan to improve our school system must reinforce that in its budget and policies. What teacher benefits from students arriving to school overtired and potentially underfed? What student benefits from being taught by overworked and burnt-out teachers? Recognizing that student and teacher needs are ultimately symbiotic is part of naming what it costs to best educate our children, and this is exactly what we must do. There will be plenty of concerns regarding significant change in start time. Extracurricular groups, after-school jobs, childcare arrangements, traffic, they'll all see an impact. These are not trivial concerns, and I say this with particular attention to students whose income helps support their families. I hope that everyone in this room will be a part of the solution, and in particular that these challenges will be addressed in the upcoming work group, and including voices of teachers who will be able to offer insights and solutions as well. It's also important to note that changing school start times won't fix everything. Racism, poverty, and trauma will still wreak damage on our students, and I hope again that everyone in this room will advocate for policies to counteract these forces at the county and state levels as well as within this school system. We must lead with the premise that the well-being of the people in our system takes priority over, and here I am paraphrasing too many instances in the report, the way things have always been done. And I'd love to stay and chat with everyone here about the many ways we can serve our kids, but you may have to excuse me, I'm going to need to get up for school in the morning.